What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Red One back here with another YouTube video. Today, Christians, I want to talk to you guys about being dangerous. All right, so as Christian men, we are taught that we ought to be loving, and that's true. You have to be loving, but somehow we have confused being loving to being a dangerously weak man. And I'm here to tell you to be the opposite. I need you to be dangerous because you don't want to be the man that cannot defend his values, defend his own self respect, defend his family, and all of that, because that's what happens when you become a weak man. Nowhere in the Bible are you taught to be a weak man or to be a lazy man or to be useless. Your job is to be exceptionally strong and abundant and useful, and to give all glory to God when you do get these things. That's where the ultimate test comes in. Is that when you do become this version of yourself, you work hard and God gives you higher positions. God blesses you in a better financial situation. It's all a test ultimately. It's that when you do gain all these things, are you going to surrender this process to your own ego and say you did it by yourself and not give glory to God? Or are you going to acknowledge that everything that you have today is because of the glory of God? Everything that I have today is because of the glory of God. And so that's very important for us to remember, that nothing we have in life is not without the glory of God. So let me tell you guys something. It's very important for you guys to be dangerous. Now, that doesn't mean I want you guys to go out and do dangerous things, but you must be capable of it, right? If your family is going to be attacked and you can't defend them, then that's wrong, right? You need to get stronger. You need to be hitting the gym. You need to be, if you're a skinny guy, you need to get in shape. You need to put on some muscle. You need to get big. You need to be able to protect your family. Maybe you need to take boxing lessons. Maybe you gotta take taekwondo. Maybe you gotta take karate. Whatever you do, you gotta learn how to get stronger, because it's your responsibility to defend your family. It's not theirs to defend you. Yes, if you have a team of boys, maybe you guys will come together. Ultimately, you're always in your own journey, and no one's coming to save you besides you yourself. You have to pray to God that He saves you. God is the only one looking out for you, and the people who He has sent to you in your life, but you are ultimately by yourself. And it is very important for you to learn how to protect yourself. So you have to become much more stronger so you can protect the people around you. That's not to say you need to go around be a gangster and start fighting people, etc., because that would be non-biblical. But you need to be able to be strong, to be able to defend yourself, and to be able to defend your family, because that is very important. So you have to be dangerous in a sense where you're capable of it, right? No one is saying for you to go outright and assert violence with anybody, but you should definitely not be weak, because what are you going to do when evil strikes on your way? When evil comes and attacks you, what are you going to do? You're going to have to step up, you're going to have to fight them, and you're going to have to defend what's necessary. And if at that point you're not ready, you're going to lose what's most precious to you. And sometimes that's a very hard lesson to learn. Sometimes it's a very difficult lesson to learn, where you pay for the consequences because you weren't prepared, and that's sad, so it's always better to be prepared than to be unprepared. You also have to be dangerous in your mindset. You need to have an iron biblical mindset, right? You need to have morals so strong and biblical that it is so dangerous to the world that it threatens them. And that doesn't necessarily mean, like, again, you have to be careful when you think what you think dangerous. Like, there is a fine balance. Like, you can play with fire, but fire can burn you. So you have to be very careful of what danger really is. And what I mean by being dangerous, you want to be biblically so disciplined, where if somebody's provoking you to go lust, right? You are so dangerously disciplined in your mindset. You're like, absolutely not. Like, this is not the way. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to flee from lust. I'm not going to try to fight lust. I'm trying to flee from it. I'm not going to give away to the temptations because my friends are going out to the club and they want me to come, and it's just going to be a, innocent party and we're just going to have fun. And no, you need to be so dangerous in the sense that you can say no, that you can stand up for yourself. Your mindset has to be so strong, and you have to be so dangerous in these situations. And believe it or not, Saying no makes you so strong and tough, because nowadays it's really easy to just say yes to whatever. That's what cowardice is. It's that whatever somebody says, you give in, and you don't stand up for your morals, you don't stand up for your values, you don't publicly say out loud what you believe because you're scared to say it because people will judge you. Absolutely not. Stand on business. Go out there and say what you gotta say. Defend that Jesus Christ is God. Defend that He's the Messiah. Defend that He died for our sins and He bled on the cross, and that you believe in that and you believe that He's God. Defend that. Don't be scared to confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Never be scared of that. Always embrace that. And so you have to be so dangerous to be able to say that in public. I mean, there's a lot of dangerous things you can say out in public. You can maybe cuss, you can insult someone, but you know what? You know what's even greater than darkness? It's light. So the most dangerous thing you can say nowadays is Jesus Christ is Lord. And look at the amount of drama that you will provoke, because so many people of the world are gonna be annoyed to hear that. The demons are gonna be aggravated when you give glory to the Lord. And so they're not ready for the truth to be shining. The truth hurts. A lot of people are getting feminized nowadays, and they're not ready to get up and just speak the truth for what it really is. And so that's where the problem lies, where you have to be dangerous enough to stand up and say what you believe. I mean, I was an ex-Muslim. And so for me to actively stand up and say, hey, my name is Redwan. Yes, I was a Muslim, but now I'm a Christian because I believe Jesus Christ is Lord, is dangerous. But man, I don't care. I believe in what I believe in, and it's all for the glory of God. And I'm never going to be ashamed of that. I'm not shy of that. I can stand up and speak up and always let them know what I believe in. And I'm going to stand on business. I don't care. I can have my biblical morals and I can share it, I can defend it, and I can have a conversation with people, and I'm always open. I'm not like, yeah man, like, you know, like you believe in what you believe in and I believe in what I believe in, and like it's okay, we're all like we're all, you know, we're all good. Nope. I'm not gonna be cowardice. We're gonna stand up, we're gonna be dangerous about this, and we're not gonna care. And that's okay, because you're not going to be able to impress everybody. You're going to have to pick a side at the end of the day. What side are you on? Are you on the side of God? Are you on the side of the world? Are you on the side of money, sex? Like, what owns you? Who is your God? Because even if you don't believe in God, there's something else that you're worshiping. You just don't know it. And most of you guys are worshiping women, and you guys just don't know it. The way you guys make women the main focus of your life, it kind of becomes like a god to you. But you guys just don't know it because you guys are worshiping it like crazy. And so you have to be able to stand up and defend your values no matter what. And now that's what I said. There's a Christian way to do it, which is you need to come with love. You need to come with confidence. You need to come with assurance in yourself. You need to be full when you say these things. You can't say these things out of hatred. You can't do these things to provoke a fight. You don't want to lose yourself and lose the character of Christ while you're doing these things. So you want to be careful of that. And that's the fine balance you're going to go through in life, and you're going to learn how to do it as you go through life. But you want to be the guy who stands up. You're not going to sit there and be like, yeah, man, your religion, my religion, we're just going to stand in peace, shake hands, and, you know, never talk about this. No. Have a conversation. Talk about the uncomfortable things. It's going to make you feel uncomfortable, but over time, you're going to get so strong, it's going to be natural. It's going to be natural for you to sit up and tell everybody what's up, because you're not going to care. It doesn't matter whatever thoughts you're having, whatever insecurities you're having, whatever anxiety you're feeling. It doesn't matter. Stand up, stand on business, and be actively dangerous. Like, don't worry about it. Don't put your life at risk, but do realize, like, our life is to give, and we're here to speak up in the name of the Lord. So it doesn't matter. So be dangerous in many ways. Be dangerous physically, because you have to protect your family, you have to protect yourself, and that's just the basic man thing that you're gonna have to do. That's why it's like I kept it very short, because I think everybody knows this. I think as a man, if you're overweight, you can't even run if somebody stole your wife's purse. You couldn't even run after the thief. Like, you gotta get in shape, man. And if you're too skinny and nobody would take you seriously, you couldn't defend your wife's honor if something were to happen, God forbid. You need to start hitting the gym, man. You gotta start getting stronger, because again, the world is cruel and there's a lot that's going on. You need to be able to defend yourselves. You need to be able to defend the people important to you. Beyond that, you need to build a mindset that's so disciplined and dangerous that you can stand up for yourself. You can stand up for your morals. You can stand up against what is right and wrong. So obviously there's biblical beliefs, but there's like other things too. Like let's just say you believe in a man and a woman, which is what what Christians we believe, that God made man and woman. We believe in two genders. We don't believe in the multitude of genders, right? We don't believe in all of that. Be okay to speak up and say that expressively out loud. Now people will try to shut you down. Let those people do what they want to do, because at the end of the day, you have no business hanging out with these types of people anyways. Like, what are they going to do to you to benefit your life? If they clearly think something that is so against what you think, there's no way you guys can see things eye to eye. So there's like absolutely no reason for you guys to be sharing the same common values. You're the sum of the six people you hang out with. So the sum of the six people you hang out with should be like your pastor, a few people you fellowship with, maybe your close family members, and that's about it. You don't really need to be going out there wasting time with these random people, because now you're actually losing away from faith. Let's say it's about abortion. You believe in life, you believe in pro-life, right? Yeah, pro-life. You don't believe in pro-choice. You don't believe that, again, it's the same thing for me. I believe in that. I believe that babies, are, when they're in the womb, they have life from the very beginning. And so abortion is straight up just murder. And so I'm not going to defend that. I know if somebody were to be like, yeah, man, it's their choice. Let them do whatever they want to do. They're with their body. You should speak up and let know what you have to say, because you never know. You might be the reason somebody changes their opinion on things. You never know. Now, let's say they get really heated and they try to press you, and then they try to twist things, and they try to make you angry. Your job as a Christian is to not fall for these things. Your job is to say what you have to say, keep calm, make a logical answer, and keep it like that. The more you sound logically rash, and then they are sitting there making themselves look like a fool, getting super emotional about these things, they will know that they haven't won the battle. And whether they know it now or whether they know it later, eventually they will figure these things out. Because sometimes, you know what, they're not ready, right? It's your job to plant the seeds. What I have realized is, in a world amongst a lot of unbelievers, my main thing is to start sharing the truth, because he who seeketh the truth will find it. And the more truth you are sharing, you're actually bringing people closer to God. Because what is Jesus? He's the way, the truth, and the life. And so I've realized the more truth you can share with unbelievers, you're actually going to bring them closer to God. And I'm talking about these people who are like very, very, very like unreceptive to like to the conversation of God. Like the conversation of God triggers them like multitudes of levels. But then what you can do is you can peel a few layers back and look at like the amount of things that are holding them back. Because a lot of people, sometimes it's not even about the evidence that they don't believe in God, because I think there's multiple evidence, and there's very many logical reasons for you to accept God. But I think what happens is a lot of people have these like emotional ties to it, where they're like, oh well, if I accept God today, that means I'm gonna have to stop sleeping outside of marriage. If I accept God today, then I have to stop smoking and this and that. And first of all, you gotta remind them one thing. It's like, you gotta come to God the way you are, and He will heal you, and then He will move you forward and make you a better man. But what you also gotta know is that you gotta allow God to do all these things for you. So you don't have to worry about it. Like, just share the truth, and the more truths you can share. Like, if somebody were to talk to you about abortion, and they say like, you know what, it's the woman's choice, just be like, yeah, sure, like the woman can do what she wants with her body, but when the baby is in her body, the baby is no longer her body. The baby is her own soul. And so what did the baby do wrong? Would you unalive a 9-month-old baby? You might not. So why would you unalive a 2-week-old baby? And now they might get into a debate trying to say like, it's a clump of cells or something, but then you can get serious and you can start showing them some evidence, going like, okay, no, that's not true. They are not just a clump of cells. There's actually life. There's consciousness. There's a heartbeat. So you know that this is a living, breathing baby. Anyway, so the more you're going to share the truth, you're going to find yourself coming closer to God. And now there are other people who are closer to God already. You might want to, now you might want to challenge their beliefs, because if they have a different belief than you, at least they have the foundation, right? Which is they already believe in God. Now it's time to, again, ask some questions, share your point of view, and then share that perspective about God and see where their head's at from there. And there are some people who are straight up, maybe they're lukewarm, so maybe they need to get warmer in the Christian side and a little bit far away from the world. There's people like that. So it's all going to it's all going to depend. But for you, just always remember, share the truth, share your beliefs, and don't be scared to do it. Be dangerous. Be dangerously open about these things. Share it regardless of the outcome. Share it because that's what you need to be doing. Be strong. It will help you become stronger, and this will give you so much peace at the end of the day. You'll become so much stronger. You'll have this mental freedom where then you'll be able to do better things in life. You're going to be able to go do that interview like that. You're going to be able to go get that job like that. You're going to be able to find relationships like that. Your mind will open up as you can become mentally stronger. So becoming mentally strong and mentally dangerously disciplined is so important. Being physically disciplined is so important. Cutting out bad habits is so important. So add all these things to your life and you will see the differences come into your life, and it will be so good for you, so fruitful for you that there's going to be no other way, and eventually that's going to become the way of life. All right, so I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel so I can keep making more content like this. Give me a thumbs up, comment below if there's anything you want me to talk about, and I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.